decided to file. A court date is set for May 4th. And joining us this morning to talk about it, Kathleen Murphy of the Illinois Opportunity Project. Kathleen, good to see you as always. So the Trump campaign says they're not going to fire Lewandowski, and Trump says that he is absolutely innocent of these charges. What do you make of all this, and what sort of impact is this going to have?
Well, I don't know if it has an impact with his voters. They tend to support him no matter what, but this speaks to leadership. I mean, leaders set the standards for their organization, and then they hold their organization accountable to those standards. Republicans should be paying attention to it because their complaints have been that for 8 years we've had a president who wouldn't hold the IRS accountable for targeting organizations that were related to political and religious, because of their political and religious affiliations, or he wouldn't hold the State Department accountable for the death of an ambassador and 3 Navy SEALs. This goes to leadership.
Well, let me ask you this. Ted Cruz also has come out to say that what this really is a great example of the culture surrounding Trump's campaign, a campaign he believes is based on insults and things of that nature and attacks. What do you make of that?
Sure. I mean, it could have all been cleared up. It would have all gone away with a simple apology. That's all Michelle Fields ever wanted. Instead, they attacked her reputation. They lied about what happened. They called her delusional, like you said. She had no choice but to defend herself. And how do you defend yourself against a man whose midnight tweets make headline news? You have to have your story validated.
The other thing we're talking about this morning, that's not the only bad news for the Trump campaign. There's a former strategist for the pro-Donald Trump super PAC that wrote an open letter yesterday, pretty much asking Trump supporters to back away from the candidate, explaining why she believes that he is not who he says he is, that he's grossly unprepared to be commander-in-chief, and goes on and on and on about how she isn't convinced she really wants the White House at all. How damaging can something like this be?
I don't think it's damaging, again, with his supporters because they support him no matter what. This becomes a bullet point under his laundry list of negatives, right? Yeah. So what she did, it's the concern that people have about his ability to be commander-in-chief. And she speaks to that, and I agree with her. Those Easter attacks were horrible, and it really underscored how little he understands about the Middle East.
Right, and what you're talking about here is, her name is Stephanie Segalski, and I think we've got her quote here for you. She says what set her off was an essay that, this essay was a tweet that Trump put out on Sunday night, and it read, another radical Islamic attack, this time in Pakistan, targeting Christian women and children, at least 67 dead, 400 injured, and he ends it by saying, I alone can solve. And this set her off because, as she said, that no one can solve that.
Right, no, and it just took away any credibility he had from the APAC conference.
All right. Kathleen, thanks for being here.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it, as always. All right, let's talk to Mike Kaplan right now. Yes.